Hello everyone, it's me, Lauren B. I wanted to thank everybody for the positive response I got on yesterday's video, which I felt very trepidatious to post, but you have all been so kind to me, and I love you so much. We are in the park again. This time I've gotten out of my car and I've entered the park. This is actually a different park. It's a real nice park. As I said, I am moving soon, so there are people coming to look at my house, so I've been forced out of my home for a few hours, and so I figured I'd just make a day of it, and I'd just let Jesus take me on an adventure. So we are in the park. I guess it's Labor Day weekend, so for some reason I thought it'd be busier, but working in a bar, I should know that everybody's home, like partying or barbecuing or like at the bar. So the park is really nice and quiet right now. I'm trying to be a little bit quiet because I don't want to disturb anyone at the park, because we know I cut up, I get loud. But I was sitting here, I just posted this little spread on Instagram. I don't know if any of you guys follow me on Instagram, but I'm there, Untitled_Tarot. And I just felt like I should share it here on the local YouTube as we do. I used the light Seers tarot. It's just 3 little cards, but I thought it had a really interesting message for everyone. I think I will be doing collective energy videos this week as opposed to the individual sign videos. I feel as though I'm being called to do more collective videos. Oh good, he has headphones on. See, the park's nice because people have on headphones and they can't hear me. Yeah, so I guess this is the first little ditty that we're gonna do. So like I said, we use the light Seers tarot. We got 3 cards out. They're all in reverse. Mars is going in reverse, I believe on Wednesday. So that has an effect on some of the energies. But the message was interesting, I thought. So we have out the Devil in reverse, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and the Knight of Cups in reverse. So I think the real message that we can see right here is that the best way for us not to relapse into old behaviors, old bad habits, is to really kind of restructure the foundation in which those behaviors were built upon. And more often than not, that is our own perspectives, right? I've said it many times, a change in attitude, a change in perspective can change your life. So I think sometimes, so for instance, let's get personal. So like, I've been forced out of my home today because of, realtors coming in, whatever. And that makes me feel some feelings. I have some feelings about that. It's like my family home, like pretty much my childhood home, I guess you could call it. And I was feeling some feelings about it, but I was like, you know what? Let's make the best of it and let's make a day of it. We'll go out to the park. We'll let our energy spread around nature. Like we'll do that, because normally I would feel a little insecure, or I would get a little angry or annoyed or kind of let my ego bump up a little bit. But instead I was like, all right, let's change our perspective. Let's do that instead. It's, say if you're looking for love in all the wrong places, and you're having some feelings about that. Instead, being able to kind of turn that perspective around and be like, you know what? If I was in a relationship right now, I'd be super busy and I wouldn't have enough time to do all the things that I want to do. I'd be going out with their friends. I'd be doing the stuff that they like to do. And maybe it's stuff that you like to do too, but it's less of like that own time that you have with yourself. You know what I mean? Like I look at my sister who was married for a long, long time, and there wasn't a lot of time in the day for things that she wanted to do between her husband and between her kids and between everything else. It's like, where was there ever time for her? There wasn't any. So if you're in that kind of position, you think, well, now I have all this time to pour into myself. And we always say that, like, pour back into yourself, and it annoys you. It's like when people talk about divine timing and it annoys you. And I get that. I really do. But it's also like, you know what? Like, I really like to be outside and be in the park. Like, if I was coupled up with someone, I wouldn't be able to just do this right now. Like maybe I could, but they'd probably be like, what are you doing? We got to go to my friend's house. We got to do this. You know what I mean? It's like, I like to color. I like to sit and have a glass of wine at 8 o'clock at night and sit and, color in my coloring book and watch a Disney movie or like whatever it is that I do. You know what I mean? I like to get up in the morning. I like to do certain things. Like I like to write. I have all of these things that I like to do that I have time to do right now, just to like invest back into myself and my own future and things that make me feel good, like just me, not externally to other people. And so I think when we really look at this, like sometimes our old behaviors and our old habits, it's just falling into anxiety, and it's just falling into depression and falling into that kind of like lack mentality of like, this isn't here right now, so like the rest of what I have isn't good. And that's not always the case. Sometimes it's just we get in our feelings, we get in our ego, you know, we get in those hurt places that we hide deep down inside. And I think that it's important to kind of look at those and see where the blessing in the burden really is. I think that that's very important, to kind of change our perspective while we're trying to change our lives as well, because you can't move into a new cycle, you can't move into a new life, you can't move into a new ascended, better version of yourself without also ascending into a higher way of thinking, a higher way of feeling about yourself, like a higher level of contentment, feeling content no matter where you are. And with this Knight of Cups, it's saying like, no like halfway crooks. It's like no half-assers. Like if you want a real love, like an Al Green song, you hold out for that Al Green song. Like don't, you know, go settle in for some Cardi B love. If you want Al Green, you wait for that. If you want some Cardi B love, don't you let anybody be pushing that Al Green stuff on you. It's like whatever you want, but it's really talking about like not half-assing yourself. I said it on Instagram. I think when self-discipline is really matched with discernment, like that's when a lot of good stuff happens. That's when you have the ability to kind of say no to other people. It's when you have the ability to say no to yourself. Like, no, I'm not gonna be depressed like that. No, I'm not gonna think about it in that way. Like, no, I'm gonna see how this situation really benefits me. I'm not going to take less than I deserve, and I'm not going to accept less from myself than I know I'm capable of as well, you know, because it's always twofold. It's never just one thing, person, or place. It's also a reflection of us and how we feel and where our head is at the time. And no place where your head is at is ever a bad place. That's just where you're sitting in that moment. But I think it's really a call with these three cards just to say that, you know, when we decide, even when it's hard, not to half-ass ourselves, that like I can make good out of the situation. I can make lemonade. If I'm single, I'm gonna sing like I'm single. Like if I'm in a weird in-between phase, well then, you know what? I know everything from this old stage and I'm learning a bunch of new stuff from this new stage, and like I'm just gonna let myself transform. Like I'm just gonna lean with it, rock with it, as we do here. I think there's something to that, to not half-ass ourselves, to really hold out for like what you really want, the quality that you want your life to reflect, the quality in yourself, in your self-esteem, in your own mental health. I think there is something to be said for that. So, my babies, today's collective energies: Devil in reverse, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and the Knight of Cups in reverse. Don't half-ass yourself. Don't let anyone else half-ass you either. And try and make the best out of every burden, because there's always a lesson in there. And when we learn lessons, we gain wisdom. And then ain't nobody gonna tell us nothing. So, that's what I have for you right now. Maybe I'll do another one of these today. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But I love you. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.